Hi guys, happy Saturday. It is still Saturday, June 4th, and I want to give a shout out to my sister-in-law Kim. Happy birthday, Kim. I'm going to do a quick video going back to an old favorite, the Starburst or Sunburst effect on this. We used this about 1.5 years ago on the ombre papers, but I'm finding out that it works just wonderfully on these Hues of Happiness too. You'll have to excuse me. We have our airport is doing a plane show today, so they're going to be going overhead, so you'll hear them. But on Hues of Happiness, we have this side on the back side. It's like this paint or brush stroke look. So this runs perfectly to this technique. So we're going to go ahead and show you that. We're going to be using this side today, and we're going to just revisit this old fun technique from a ways back. All right, so when we started that one, we started with 2 6x6s. What we're going to do here is we're going to do, let's see, let me think about this. We're going to do the 6 this way. We're going to do the 6 this way, cut that off at 6 inches, and then we're going to do 1.5 strips until we get to the end of it. So we have 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, and I think we'll have enough to do at least 2 cards, because I'm going to show you another little paper saver after we get all these strips cut. So 1.5, and these should be the last 2 cuts, because this should be left with 3 inches. Okay, so we have all of these at 1.5. Then you're always going to make sure you do the same corner. So we're going to do the upper left to the lower right, and you're going to place this so that those points are in the track, and cut. And we're going to do pink up, purple up. Hopefully that's still on frame. Yes, it is. All right, again, remember, putting those points in the channels. Have this in the middle so you don't get that ragged edge. You might still get it. So pink, purplish blue, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to bring that up a little bit. I didn't push down that way. So here we go. I'm just going to do all these strips. We're going to have more than enough, but I'm also going to show you what you're going to do with this little remaining strip over here. Make sure I get that back in the channel. Perfect. All right, you know what? How many have I cut here? 1, 2, 3, 4 strips. Let's do a couple more, just to be on the safe side. But I know that you don't have to use that many strips. Oops, let me go ahead, bring that blade up here. We're in the channel, cut, cut. All right, we're gonna stop there. We still have some strips left here we haven't used. Then we're going to go ahead, because there are some dark portions there, we are going to go ahead and cut this at 4 inches. Then we're going to go at 1.5 and 1.5. And 1.5. Mostly for those dark sides there. And then we're going to do this, because we have a few dark points there. So we're going to go like this. And these are just going to be filler pieces. Oh, I didn't move that down. So we'll have 4 that are just like this. We're going to call those filler pieces. All right, so there we are. Let's put this off to the side. Grab your 4 by 5 1/4, which is the normal layer. And what we're going to do, I'll bring out the silicone mat. I'm going to use a Stampin' Seal Plus on this, and you want to go all the way to the edges. You want to make sure that that tape is right up to the edge. That's why it's nice to use this mat, because what doesn't, you can just bring it over there. But you want to get right to the edge of the cardstock if you can. And then we're just folding those pieces over. So we're right at the very edge. Sometimes you can go like this, and that will do it too. Let's go right to the edge on this. Oops, I wavered a little bit there, so I'm going to go back over. All right, and last edge here. Oh, I really missed it in that first corner. So then we're going to fold it back over on itself there. So we have tape all the way around the edges. And we're going to do a couple through the middle here. And let me just put a couple more there. All right. You can use your multi-purpose glue if you want to on this. I like using the Stampin' Seal Plus just because it really sticks. Now the first thing you want to do, I don't know if you can notice on this one, it wasn't long enough. I made the points too far over. You want them to go about an inch or so into the cardstock. Way to figure that out is if you go here and make sure that's covered, you're hovering, you're making sure it's still covered, and that the point will come down to your card. So look at that. So now that we have a light there, we're going to do a dark here. And again, you want to try to hover. You put the point down, but then you kind of hover the cardstock until you get there. So that's a dark on that side. And here is a dark on that side. So now we're going to go to a light point. And another light point. Oh, one of my points didn't go exactly where it was supposed to, but that's why if you have that dark cardstock under there, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. All right, so now we're going to go dark again. Now this is where, if you wanted to, not quite long enough. On this, you're still going to do, you're not going to see any of that point though. So here is where, if you wanted to, let me see, go like that. Now we're going to do a light one. And butt it right up to that. And then right here is where, if you wanted to, you could do this half piece. And we're going to have to use a big one anyway. So there's that. And then another one of these little half pieces. Okay, so there you are. You're going to press around that edge underneath there. Make sure it's stuck down. And then you can use your scissors. I have been having good luck with my paper trimmer. The one thing is you want to make sure that your first cut is straight. So you want to make sure that this is right in the channel and that it looks like it's somewhat on a straight line there. Looks pretty good. You're going to cut through and move those away. Now, on those last few pieces, if you wanted to, you could wait and not put them down. I'm going to bring this to the top here before I push down. You could wait till, and I'm going to have to use my snips. I didn't get really close there. Because you have these little pieces now. So if you wanted to do those last two and wait to use those as the filler, you always could too. You just have to be careful because you have that Stampin' Seal Plus down and it might stick to your cutter. Just a warning. Get that right in the channel there. Bring it down. And look how pretty that is. So pretty. All right, I'm going to put this on this blue base. Oh, maybe a purple base would be better. I'll just do the, no, I'm going to go over. In fact, I might do Blushing Bride. Let me grab Blushing Bride from over here. Yes, I do like that. So let's get Blushing Bride. We have all those scraps that we could use to fill in if we wanted to. So Blushing Bride, 5.5. Score at 4 1/4. And then put that lined up on those two edges just to see. See, it was just a little bit off. All right. Now I'm going to go back to just my regular Stampin' Seal. I'm going to line the back of that. So see, it really doesn't matter which 5 1/4 by 4 you use, unless you think it's not going to butt up together, and then you're going to have a little bit of a grout line. So that's the only concern there. All right, so let's go like that. Then let's go ahead. We're going to use, because I don't know, do I have a bigger piece where I can get? Let me see. That's pretty dark. All right, let me see if my saying, will it fit on there? Oh, it will. All right, so the saying is from the Happiness Abounds, which, remember, we used this earlier this morning, but this is also part of that suite. Hues of Happiness goes with the Happiness Abounds, and the dies that are Blossoming Happiness. All right, so we're using this one that says, you are wonderful in every way. So I have my memento out here somewhere. There it is, hidden under there. Wonderful way to use your scrap. All right, so let's just go ahead, figure out. This may not work out perfectly. It's going to be a weird edge, but it's okay if it's a weird edge because the whole thing is angles. So let's go ahead and cut that. That's usually, that saying is about 1 inch thick. So let's put that down there. We're going to leave it just that way. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put it on that. Let's go ahead and take out, we'll just do a, since we know that is one, then we're going to go like 1 1/4. We're going to tape this down and then we're going to angle it around there. So let's go ahead, we'll put this straight down, but then we'll pop it up. So that's a straight line and that's a straight line there. Get it angled how you want. And then to get that edge, just go ahead right there, have that lined up with this line here. See how I kind of have it there? Put it down and cut. All right, it's a little bit, let me go just a little hair smaller. So I'm just putting the edge of this to the edge of that brown track here. There. And what we're going to do, going to go ahead, take those mini dimensionals. Let me throw them away over here in the garbage. My one nail isn't working as good as I did this morning. All right. And remember, to go faster, you can use your take your pick tool. But we're going to go here. We're going to break up some of that purple there. Had a little scrap of paper left on there. I had a little tape on that. All right, move those scraps over. there you are. Look at how much fun those are. They're bright, they're cheery. I don't know, here's the other 2 cards. Just a fun little way to use up that designer paper or to make a good pattern with that designer paper. All right, thanks a lot guys, and have a great day.